Time to end this. Gun, 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 I cannot miss. Jam, jam, yum, yum, in this old time.
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. And before we start, I just wanted to say this is the first video that I'm posting since we hit 1,000 subscribers. I'd just like to thank everyone that's watched the video and everyone that's subscribed. It really means a lot, and hopefully we can build on it. So now, let's get into the video. So what if Bardock was king? Where we last left off, Frieza and King Cold were defeated by the father-son Super Saiyan team, Kakarot and Bardock. Kakarot had become a Super Saiyan after seeing Frieza kill both Yamcha and Krillin. So where we're going to pick up, Kakarot and friends they gather the Dragon Balls. Kakarot, Krillin, Yamcha and Tien, as well as Chaozu, decide to go join the Saiyan race for now. They want to dismantle Frieza's empire. Bardock asks Raditz if he will come with him, but he refuses to join an army. He says he knows where they are, he knows the instant transmissions technique, and he can go join them whenever he wants. Bardock just nods and they leave with Olive, Genie, Nappa and Vegeta. So in the next 2 years, a lot of Frieza's armies are dismantled. Planets that he's conquered have been freed from the rule of Frieza. The news of this would have spread throughout the universe. Planets hearing of the Saiyans uprising, defeating Frieza's empires, they'll be willing to take back their own planet, rising up against all the remaining Frieza troops, and within 2 years, the Saiyans, along with people rising up against Frieza's empire, all of the planets will be back under their original rule. Now the Saiyans will have returned to the planet that they had to abandon years ago. They returned to the planet they conquered and named as Bardock. So after a few years, Kakarot returns to Earth with his friends. Olive returns, now in a relationship with Krillin, and another Saiyan joins him. This Saiyan is Kakarot's wife. They return to Capsule Corp, where Raditz and Bulma they've had a child. This child, for sake of naming purposes, we'll still call him Trunks. Now, it's around the time where the original Trunks would have arrived. But Trunks arrives where he originally did, waiting for the battle to begin. Now, there's no one there. A couple of hours have passed, and there's no sign of Frieza, there's no sign of who he knows as Goku, or any of the Z fighters. He can't even sense any power levels approaching Earth. This prompts him to head to Capsule Corp, where he sees all the Z fighters out on Bulma's balcony. So he enters and says, "So, what's going on?" They all look at him and say, "You're asking us what's going on? You're a stranger, you've just walked in here. Who are you?" Raditz, Kakarot and Olive are looking at him, thinking that there's something strange about him in general. He says, "Where's Vegeta?" He said, "Vegeta, he's back with the Saiyans." Trunks says, "Back with the Saiyans? How's that possible? They're all dead." They just look at each other and say, "No, the Saiyans have just finished dismantling Frieza's empire. There's thousands." Trunks just looks at his feet and says, "What the hell is going on?" So Raditz demands that he sits down and explains to them who he is and what he's up to. Trunks tells them all about his future, and they say, "That sounds nothing at all about before your androids arrived. That doesn't even sound like our world." Trunks is completely confused. He doesn't know what's going on. Raditz sits him down and explains their timeline to him, from the time that him and Kakarot arrived on Earth to now. He says it's completely different to what you describe. But do you really think that the Red Ribbon Army are still creating these androids? Trunks looks at him and says, "If what you're telling me is true, I think that these androids will be even stronger than the ones in my timeline." Raditz nods and agrees, says, "I'm pretty sure you're right. If Dr. Giro did survive, if he's still around, he probably will be finding a way to defeat us. These androids will be far stronger than anything we could imagine. You say that they're stronger than Frieza? Then we need to train hard, now." Trunks says, "So Kakarot's the only one of you that's Super Saiyan? So Kakarot, should we spar? See how strong you actually are?" He agrees, and they fight, Trunks beating Kakarot. So Kakarot, at this point in time, he's weaker than what Goku was, simply because he's not had the same kind of training leading up to his battle with Frieza. So Kakarot, in his Super Saiyan form when he fought Frieza, he was weaker than what Goku was. But the training that he had dismantling the Frieza Force, it was a bit of a help, but because he outclassed them all, he didn't get too much stronger. So they all decide to train together intensely. Trunks returns to his timeline and they all train. So would they actually let Piccolo know? Because he's still on the planet, he's still a pretty strong fighter, but he's not a big threat to them. He agrees to join them because, well, it's still his home. Earth is still where he lives, and he doesn't want to die. So a few years pass leading up to the battle of the androids, and it is 19 and 20 that show up originally. Kakarot's wife is not present as she's just given birth to their son, and we'll call this one Gohan. But Trunks arrives early because he knows that the Saiyans are weaker than the ones that were originally fighting. So Kakarot is weaker than what Goku was, and Raditz actually say he's on par with what Vegeta was, as well as Piccolo being immensely weaker than what he was in canon. And then the humans are actually a lot stronger than what they were, but it's not enough to make up for the power difference that is lost. So he arrives. All the power levels have shot up immensely. So the battle begins. So when 19 and 20 arrive in the city, they're found a lot quicker and no one is actually hurt. So they quickly fly off to the wasteland and Kakarot begins to fight 19. As Trunks predicted, these two androids are stronger than the 19 and 20 that were in canon. He still doesn't know why they're completely different to the androids that he thought were going to appear, but he's put that down to a different timeline. So Kakarot has to go Super Saiyan and dismantles him. So 19 is destroyed with ease after they figured out that he could drain energy. Kakarot avoids this and defeats him. Now Dr. Giro, Android 20, he tries to flee, all the Z fighters quickly surrounding him. He blasts the ground, using the fact that he doesn't have life energy to be sent. He runs off as quick as he can. So they all quickly fly off in separate directions looking for him, struggling to find him, but this time he has both his hands and he's not going to try and draw them out into a fight. He knows he's outnumbered and outmatched. He has to get back to fight police Android 17 and 18, which he does. And 17 and 18, we'll say that these two are like the originals that we saw in canon, but a whole lot stronger. They come out and they kill Dr. Giro, at the same time unlocking Android 16. So we'll say these three are the same kind of characters that they were, just stronger. Once they're found, Trunks panics and blasts them with all his strength, doing absolutely nothing to them. He freaks out, they just look, and 16 charges Kakarot. So 16 is still programmed to hate Kakarot because he was the one leading the attack on the Red Ribbon Army. He wants to destroy them all. So 17 and 18 join in and they beat down the Z fighters. They tell Trunks to stay back because they have no problem with him. Says if he doesn't want to get hurt, he needs to just stay back. So they all just continue fighting and are getting severely beaten. This is when the Saiyans arrive, sensing that there was a massive drop in the strength of the fighters on Earth. The Saiyans reinforce them. Now with all of them, they manage to stop the androids from killing them, so they'll just come back another day and kill them. Bardock asks what's going on and is informed what happened and what they think is going to happen. So he tells the rest of the Saiyans to head back to planet Bardock, with Genie in charge and the former King Vegeta as her advisor. So he says to them all, he'll stay there, help them get stronger and defeat these androids. This is when Raditz makes a suggestion. Why don't we head up to Kami's lookout, he might know what to do. So they all head up there and he suggests using the hyperbolic time chamber. So first, Bardock will head in with Kakarot, as they are the two Super Saiyans. Then Raditz will head in with Trunks. Then Olive will head in with Krillin and Yamcha and Tien, and Piccolo will use it last. While this is going on, the androids, there's no rush for them to actually kill any of the Z fighters. They just want to get on with their day and have fun until the time's right. 16's a bit grumpy about it, but he's willing to accept it. He wants his friends to be happy. 17 and 18 are really the only people that he's ever known. So they're just getting on with things, not drawing any attention to themselves. Now, Kami is sensing something. Power levels are dropping, life forces are disappearing. Z Fighter sense this too. So Kami tells them all to stay away from it. Right now, they're too weak to actually fend it off. Trunks and Raditz look at him and say, I don't think that's a good idea, Kami. This thing's getting stronger. We need to stop it now before it gets too powerful. They all head down to confront this enemy. When Raditz shows up, Cell is completely confused. When Trunks shows up behind him, he knows that time travel has had a bit of an effect on his timeline. He charges them, being overpowered by the two saiyans. So individually, Cell is stronger than them, but together they can actually beat him. He knows this. Cell's pretty much the smartest villain that they can face. He has the intelligence, the tactics, the cunning and the strength of all of them. He knows when to get away. So as per normal, he flees. Just after telling him a little bit about him, saying that he's Cell and he will defeat them all. So they head back up to the lookout. They said that they need to find this Cell again, but they can't sense his power level. Kami says he was afraid of that, and they just need to follow the destruction. They need to beat him before he absorbs the rest of the planet. As per normal, they head out on a wild goose chase, trying to find Cell. Kakarot and Bardock emerge from the hyperbolic time chamber immensely stronger. These two are now actually around the same strength that Goku and Gohan would have been. I'd say more so what Goku was. Head down to try and find Cell themselves, with Raditz and Trunks heading into the time chamber. They're unable to find Cell, but now 16 has sensed them, and he says that they're too strong for them to be able to defeat. They need to take down the other Z fighters first, but they find Yamcha and Krillin and Olive, as well as Tien, and begin to attack them. This draws the attention of Cell. Cell begins to fight 17. He's absorbed enough people to get on par with 17. Canon, he overpowered 17, but now that they're pretty much equal, it attracts Bardock and Kakarot. They use their instant transmission to get there. 17 turns round, and in this moment of distraction, Cell absorbs him. The surge in power blasts everyone back, and then Cell uses his opportunity to drain Olive. He drains the life out of her. Now she's dead. Bardock charges Cell, who blasts the ground and runs away, similar to how Dr. Gero did. Bardock is furious, as is Kakarot. Krillin is distraught. 18 and 16 are confused. That is where I'll leave the video for now. Will Cell be able to absorb 18? How strong is this second form Cell now that he's absorbed a far stronger Android 17? So guys, let me know if you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.